Hey there, Griever Gang, welcome back to Griever Productions. As you can see, for those who frequent the videos, I've been using headphones a lot, rather than these, which are definitely the better option. I thought that the headphone jack in my PC was broken. Turns out the lead that I was using was broken. And I only found this out because my headphones' battery died today. So here I am with these, and I'm very excited to get back into reacting with these in my face. So this was one that's been sent to me quite a bit here. Another Stray Kids video. I'm excited to look at more of their stuff, and it's one of the first take videos of the song Slump, the Japanese version. I don't know if there is a non-Japanese version or not. As you guys know, I tend to go into these as blind as humanly possible. So realistically, you know what? Let's just get into it, shall we? So before we begin, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help. If you have not subscribed, I'd highly appreciate it if you did so. But without any further ado, let's have a listen to Stray Kids and their first take video with the song Slump.
그러니까 녹음 다 같이 써갖고 와 이거
Looks like they're going to be putting subtitles on, so I'm going to turn off closed captions and see how that goes.
넓은 녹음실이다. 되게 넓은 자 그럼 저희 인사부터 드려볼까요?
Actually, that does beg a question. I wonder if they do this in like a like a factory studio or something.
Stray Kidsのリーダーパンちゃんです。
はい、ダンス担当のリノです。
タクラッパーのチャンビンです。
They didn't
ヒョンジンです。
continue those
お願い
captions.
します。皆さん、ハンです。
僕はフェリックスです。
皆さん、승민です。
成功アイエンです。
오케이. 긴장되네 이게.
準備しました。
준비하셨다. 오케이.皆さん 다 있을까?
はい。
오케이. 자, 그러면
Okay. Alright. First of all, something that I really like, right? So I love watching these videos to kind of pull them apart on a technical, like on a technical level. These Roland things here, I'm going to have a quick Google of something, actually. Just give me a moment here. Okay. I'm wondering if they're going through one of these Zoom vocal effects. Well, Zoom is the brand, but I think it would be, it's the Roland equivalent. Because what we see here in front of them all, I believe I'm right in saying... Oh, you know what? It could just be an audio interface, but I don't think that will be the case. You've got the headphone system coming... Like, the headphones that they are using coming out of this system. And then you've got a mic going into it. No, I don't think these are vocal processors at all. I think... Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so something I want to do, if I had the money to do it, right, I would get a factory unit and I would set up to do things like this. Get vocalists in, get them to do a take of the song, and then kind of upload it and see how we went with it, right? And this is definitely giving some ideas for if that ever eventuates, because I actually think now that what is happening here is they've got an output from the mixer and they've split it off into each of these so that they can hear themselves through this. Oh, I'm very curious about that, and I'm very excited to find that out, actually. If anybody knows, please do let me know.
오케이. 자, 준비됐습니다.
Okay, maybe they are going to do the captions. They were, and then they weren't.
Don't let him flow.
Hang on just a moment. I just want to check something musically here. Oh, okay, so that's part of the track. That's interesting.
この僕だけ残してこんなにも I want it more 今少しでもいいから止まらない時計の針とレミオロロン一人で思い出話にしないでも僕だけでいる気持ちになるから刻りなりたくないよ Take me to you now
Maybe there is a vocal effect.
僕は未だにここにいるよ前に僕らが歩いたこの道で一 人 walking on the way 冷えすぎるよそうか少しずつ足重くなり Slump 先にいた僕の姿はブレイクワイ写真のようなる過去のものと一人きりになるのが怖くて夢の先車の動けなくなって僕だけが目の前のワイレンまだ届からそれ怖いんだもん
Okay, sorry, before we get into that rap section here, something I like about Stray Kids, right, is the difference in the voices. And I don't mean just the difference of, to explain that, right, let's just say we put 6 people together, and we had them all using the same vocal technique. They are all going to be using the same technique, but they're all going to be sounding different. You can agree with that, right? Because every voice is different and all that sort of thing. So what I really appreciate with Stray Kids is that not only are they all different vocally to the point that they are very distinct, and don't get me wrong, I don't know them well enough to know which voice belongs to whom, but they approach their vocal very, very differently from one another, which is incredible. And what I mean by that is, after you kind of done learning the basics, that's the time to start putting on what we know as effects, AFFECT, onto the voice to give it either that harsh styling or, you know, have it sound more, I don't know, let's say classical in nature, as an example. And not only do these guys have that natural difference, but their approaches and the effects they put on their voice are so different, and it absolutely keeps you guessing as to what is going to be utilized in each song. I really appreciate this as somebody that comes in that, like, especially when it comes to solo artists, right? If you're going to go and see an Ariana Grande concert, you know what you're in for. Because it is, and I don't want to say all the same as in all of the music's the same, vocally, when you pull it apart, she approaches all of the songs the same. Which is what you do, right? In the case of these guys, it's always different between each member, but also each individual member approaches each song slightly differently too. That is something that really keeps me interested because it shows me just how much these guys do know about their voices, whether they know it or not. But it's food for thought. Let's keep going. Where their vocal effects are coming from. Sorry, the reason I bring up a vocal effect is I thought the Roland things that were in front of them, I thought they may have been like a vocal effects thing. But the reason that I'm confused about it, actually this is a very good image of it. You've got here their headphones where they're clearly hearing themselves from. And then you've got this only one XLR cable going into it. Now, I don't know if that's a male or a female, indicating whether it's going in or coming out of that box. But the thing is, the reason that I'm looking at it going, it must be going into that box, is the fact that we don't see the other end of the XLR cable coming from this microphone here. Because that's got to go somewhere. And if that is plugged into here, then how are we hearing that? Because it would then need to be taken out of the box into a mixer, and I know that this is a bit confusing, right? And like people come to hear the music, and I understand that, but I'm trying to break this down in my own mind to help me as well, because I don't know whether or not this microphone is maybe plugged into this box and maybe it sends a wireless signal, which I've never heard of, if I'm honest. But, I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if that is a possibility these days. And the reason that I say that is wireless connectivity is good for certain things. I don't know how it would work in this scenario. Because any form of latency, any form of delay that wireless sound can have would cause these guys to be out of time. unless it is a brilliant system that I've never heard of. And all of these little bits and pieces intrigue me. So let's just keep going. But again, my suspicion was that this was a vocal soundboard, like a vocal effects board, that they can operate themselves. There are clearly some effects on some of the voices, but I'm now just genuinely wondering where they're coming from.
昼も夜も何くらい同じ場所で変わりないありきたりの曲や歌詞が前と何も変わらない身を正していつも恥ずかしくないようにして、yeah、鏡見る時には笑い自分も強く持ってさらけ出して大勢の人の前で証明たまに自信なくてこの姿全てが僕以外のみんなが先に進んでいつも隣にいたやつも遠くなりも見えないにも oh yeah yeah Two face 君に合わせのところ僕は未だにここにいるよ前に僕らが歩いたこの道で一人 walking on the way 冷えすぎるよそうこ少しずつ足重くなりそうも先にいた僕の姿はブレイクワイ写真のようなる過去のものと一人きりになるのが怖くて夢の外で一緒に動けなくてここだけが
There's something else it could be too.
まだ取るからそれ怖いんだと
That's cool. I love these.
순식간에 지나가네.
Shredded fast. It's not a long song.
신기하고.
진짜 한
끝났어?
1초 만에 끝난 것 같아.
내 파트 봤었나?
1분 지나.
그랬던 것 같은데.
내 파트 했나?
기억도 안 나.
했어? 하는 거 같은데?
어떻게 했는지 기억이 안 나.
와. 아니 재밌네 이렇게 약간 긴장감 있이 하는 것도 맞아. 되게 재밌다.
긴장감 있게
Must be on your feet for a change. That's an odd thing to say. That's an odd thing to say. Let's go to final thoughts, and I'll explain. Okay, I love these first take videos, and the reason that I love these so much is that it really does peel apart everything that we see from a consumer point of view, right? It removes all of the intense studio interference. You just see what they do for what it is, right? And something that I thought about, it may very well be that those boxes are recording them, and later on, they're extracting that audio and then putting that to music. Like, the boys are hearing themselves, obviously, in their they're hearing the song itself in the headphones, and then they are singing, and that is being recorded in there. Then they take the files later and put them into a computer, put them together, and that's the product that we get here. That could very well be the case. If that is the case, there is a lot of editing that can go on behind the scenes, which I'm not going to bag. I think that's interesting. I think I'm going to have to, at some point, do a bit of a deep dive as to how they do it, if they've released how they do it. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. If you've got any links that tell me any of that information, please do put them in there, because I would love, love, love to know. But again, that's just another one that is, like, it's a group that I love to hear, because they handle everything so differently. Every song sounds incredibly different, not just because of the stylizing and the stylistic choices within the songs themselves. And please do remind me in the comments below if they do write their stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's been so many groups lately that I've looked at, and some will and some won't, and it's hard to keep the whole thing clear in my head. So please do let me know. But look, I mean, that is a very, very interesting thing. This show intrigues me, and I would love to be able to do something very similar with Australian artists, because we don't have anything like this here, and it's really unfortunate. Like, I know so many people that have so much talent and could really take their talents worldwide, but we don't really have the proper outlets to allow that to happen. There's very few people, like, genuinely, who's the last Australian you can think of that made it? And I mean made it without leaving Australia. You know, it's such a shame, because we have an incredible, incredible culture, like musical culture in this country, but that's kind of where it ends. So it would be nice to do. Anyway, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe, all that sort of thing. If you want to give me any suggestions on what to react to next, in the description below is a link to our Google form. I couldn't think of what it was called then for a second, but Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support us further and join the wonderful list of people here, we have a Patreon that you can join from as little as $3 Australian per month. And if you like gaming and film reviews, you can join us over at Griever Gaming or Griever Film and TV. Links in the description below. Griever Film and TV is one that I've still yet to launch, but hopefully that'll be soon. Alright, see you soon.